Happy Saturday to you, everyone. You know, we humans, we have the uncanny ability to redirect the focus from ourselves to anything else out there in an attempt to just distract from our own inadequacies, our own inabilities to handle situations. We're really good at that. And we dog owners and dog trainers are even better at it because we assign a fancy label to it. We just give it a name. Yeah, and that's what Littermate Syndrome is. It's an anecdotal piece of trash. There you go. That's in short, so I'll just say goodbye. But let me explain it to you to a degree. What the heck is Littermate Syndrome, and what's all the fuss about it, and why is it stopping so many people from adopting or purchasing two puppies from the same litter? Why all the uproar over it? Because there certainly is. So I'm just going to beat this thing down here just real quick so that we can get past it. Okay, so just so you know, it's just not my opinion on the darn thing. Let's just go ahead and hop right on in here to Google. Yeah, so here's Google. Here's what Google has to say about Littermate Syndrome. Taking on two puppies from the same litter often results in what is known as Littermate Syndrome. Pups may not show obedience. Oh gosh, you get two puppies from the same litter, no obedience. And will exhibit anxiety when they are separated from each other. And could also become aggressive towards each other, especially if they are both female. Oh my. It's getting scary out here. Let's move on. And the phenomenon, now it's a phenomenon known as Littermate Syndrome, and it doesn't occur in every single pair of littermates. Good for you. You finally said something absolutely correct. Who are raised in the same home. However, it happens often enough that experts in canine behavior and the human-canine bond advise against bringing home siblings. Okay, well, I guess I don't fit in that group. I like to consider myself a wee bit of an expert. Man, maybe a little short of it, but nevertheless, I don't fall into that group. Okay, because, you know, I've just got to look back at the one thing. If you can't adopt two puppies from the same litter, because you're going to have all this problem where they're going to fight, and there's going to be anxiety, and this over-bonding, and all this other stuff, what happens to human siblings? Yeah, what if you were to adopt two children who lost their parents? We going to run into the same thing? Yeah, to a degree. What siblings don't fight? Really? What siblings don't have a little bit of a bond? They may not admit it, but they definitely do. These are individuals at the end of the day. It's what they are. And the fact that they come from the same family or the same litter has nothing to do with their future relationship. It's not going to degrade it in any way. You're going to incur the exact same problems bringing home two puppies from the same litter as if you brought home two puppies from different litters. It's the exact same thing. They're group living mammals, and living in a group requires you to interact with the other members of your group. So let me just hop on over here just a little bit here, and I'm going to refer to Dr. Stephen Spott in his book, Societies of Wolves and Free-Ranging Dogs. Dr. Stephen Spott wrote an incredible book on the subject of wolves and free-ranging dogs. He's done a lot of research over the years, and someone I've been able to consult with many times, and tell you the dude knows what he's talking about here. Okay, so let me just kind of go here and just read a little bit from his book. Again, Societies of Wolves and Free-Ranging Dogs. Neonate wolves taken from natal dens and switched to unrelated nursing females grow up in their new step packs, not knowing the difference. Just as important, neither do their step parents, step siblings, or any step aunts, step uncles, step cousins, or step grandparents that might also be pack members. He also goes on to say, in tests of choice, female beagles are no more likely to retrieve one of their own pups removed from the litter than a strange pup of the same age. And it goes on and on. It even talks about dingo pups who were raised 20 meters apart from another litter of dingo pups, and they just went back and forth, and no one cared. No one cared at all. And I know this for a fact from my wolf research and doing the exact same experiments, taking cubs from one den, moving them over to another den, and no one cared. They took care of that pup, and they were raised just like they would be raised if they were their sisters, they were their siblings. Stephen goes on to write, first, wolves recognize other wolves as like themselves, and dogs do the same. Dogs recognize dogs as like themselves, just like wolves do. That's known as species recognition. I recognize that other dog that's right here next to me in the same household as a dog first. First. Keep that in your head. Then he goes on, and that's a predictability. It functions in this context because all participants are the same. That is, members of a single species. Second, wolves and dogs recognize each other as wolves or dog individuals. Yeah, so now after you recognize the fact that, hey, I'm a dog and you're a dog, I recognize that you are an individual. And you are an individual. And then it goes on and on to explain how the third recognition is pack recognition. Okay, I'm a dog, you're a dog, I'm an individual, you're an individual, and both of us individuals are in this individual group called the pack. There you go. So that's really it. If you have dogs that you get from the same litter, what you got was two of the same species, two individuals that will be raised living in an individual group society, an individual group. When wolves grow older, about 2 years of age, they usually will leave their pack. And if the surrounding areas are very dense and saturated with other wolf pack territories, they'll do their best to kind of sandwich in between those other alien wolf territories and their natal pack. Yeah, animals thrive on what's familiar. I've said that a million times. I'll say it a million times more. But when it comes to animals, only familiarity counts. Kinship does not. There is no following kinship. Meaning, if Junior and Missy leave mom and dad and move to a territory adjacent to their mom and dad's territory, if mom and dad ever see them again, run across them again, they'll kill them. That's exactly right. That's the way it happens in the wild, and that is still the internal mechanisms that drives your dogs. I don't recognize you as a brother or a sister. You're a dog, I'm a dog, you're an individual dog, I'm an individual dog, and we are individual dogs living in this household, which makes us an individual pack, and that's the end of the story. So if you want to get two puppies from the same litter, by golly, go ahead and get two puppies from the same litter, because you will not incur any more hardship than what you normally would with two predatory mammals living in your household. Yeah, females will fight females. Competition is most fierce within its own gender. Males will fight males. These are known as the principle of resemblance. There's a problem when it comes to the fact that that you resemble me in both my makeup, my temperament, my boldness, my directness. There's a problem with that. God, it's no different than in human societies. What about your workplace? What about that person you just head on with all the time? Why are you? Don't look in the mirror. They're you. That's right. They're you. And inside of all of us, there's this competition. And when you get two puppies, I don't care where you get them from, you will always run into that. You will always run into that. Anytime they are that close in size, in age, in gender, and in temperament, you will always have a P of R condition. And anytime you have a P of R condition, the road is going to be very rocky. There's going to be some bends in the road. But in the famous words of Helen Keller, she says a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you happen to go off the curve. Same thing. So guys, Littermate Syndrome, just another term we made up. Yeah, here we go. Let's just blame it on something else. Let's just put a name on it. because we couldn't knuckle down and make this thing happen. We couldn't do the training. Let's just say, oh, well, my dogs can't be trained because they suffer from Littermate Syndrome. Are you kidding me? Don't own a dog. Gosh. And you wonder why our shelters are full and rescues are full and they're turning away dogs. You wonder why. Let's get going here, guys. Littermate Syndrome is junk. It's not real. It's made up. It's not science. It's an excuse. Don't let it be your excuse. You see two puppies from the same litter and you want those two puppies from the same litter. Well, by golly, someone needs to give them a home. Give them a home. Watch all these videos. Watch them. I guarantee you I am providing you with the information that you need to have the best possible chance of succeeding with your dogs, no matter if they're brothers or sisters, or no matter where you got them from. Littermate Syndrome is junk. Trash it. Never let those words leave your mouth again. Again, no scientific backing. The only scientific backing is what I just told you, that it is junk. All right, guys. Now that I just got on my high horse up here on this high ridge, I'm going to get out of here. Try to enjoy the rest of this day. I hope you guys do the same thing. Go get those little puppies. Do it. I've done it. Been perfectly fine with it. You're going to be perfectly fine as well. Enjoy your day.